Latest update on Hurricane Dorian, a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane barreling through Grand Bahama Island. Latest advisory has us with still 180-mile-an-hour winds gusting to 220. Let me go in here tight and be able to see this incredible eye. The worst of the storm has to offer right over Freeport, getting just the eye wall. That's where the 180-mile-an-hour winds are. That's where the 220 gusts can be. And we're going to go from 180 miles an hour to 0, right? So that is going to be something for Grand Bahama as they get into the eye wall. And then from 0 back to 180 miles an hour with a south 180-mile-an-hour wind. Look how close it is to West Palm Beach. I mean, if this thing was continuing due west, we'd be looking at a catastrophic landfall in Florida. I don't think Florida's out of the woods as far as effects. We could have significant effects. In fact, I'll show you the hurricane warnings in a second here. This is the Miami radar depicting the thunderstorm activity in the eye. Just noticing that there is that ring there. That is the one that has just the incredible winds. Close-up of the storm as it continues to move to the west. Notice some of the outer bands will begin to affect Florida, I think, in the next 12 to 24 hours. The eye is still 130 miles to the east, but again, we're not expecting this to make landfall, barreling due west in Florida here. But despite that, because it's a Cat 5, because it's going to get close enough to Florida, and because it's going to parallel the coast as we anticipate that northerly move eventually, right? We have those hurricane warnings that you see there in red. And because the wind field will expand, we're talking tropical storm force wind gusts. That's in excess of 40 miles an hour. The problem is that's going to be a sustained 40-plus mile-an-hour wind at some point here. So that's going to be an issue even for inland locations. Let's put the track into motion and show you 5 miles an hour. I mean, you could walk, right, faster than that, certainly. And this thing is doing that. It is crawling along the Bahamas, and then eventually we'll make that northerly turn as we hit Monday night into Tuesday night. But it remains to be seen where it makes the turn. Look at the cone. If it makes it a little further to the west, then you're going to start getting worse and worse hurricane conditions across the eastern coast of Florida, right? We'll be getting closer to that eye wall. Not to the 155, but certainly you could get gusts in excess of 70, 80, 90 miles an hour with a Category 4 that is just a few miles offshore, and then eventually goes up into the Carolinas. But notice by then, weakening to a Category 3, which is still a major hurricane. And then does it make landfall in the Carolinas, or does it go out to sea and do the same thing we're thinking for Florida, that is paralleling the Carolina coastline there? That is something we have still to work out, so we'll keep you posted on that. As far as the computer model forecast, this is why we still have a cone, some of them moving a little further to the west, some of them to the east, and so the cone basically hugging each outlier here on the western and eastern side, and then again eventually into the Carolinas. Keep checking back with us. We'll have continuous updates on catastrophic Hurricane Dorian continuing at this hour as a Category 5.
Congratulations, Stan.
Thank you.
You were down match point in the third round. How did you go from there to holding the trophy today?
It was a tough match for sure. Saving match one, you have to be a little bit lucky, but it was a tough condition, windy against a really good player. He was playing well. I was struggling, but I was happy with what I was doing. I was fighting, staying positive, trying to find a way. I won that match, and little by little I start to play better. Each match I start to play, and honestly, to do the interview right now on that court, this is unbelievable.
One of the iconic moments or images of this tournament has got to be you pointing to your temple. How did that start, and how has it helped you?
Yeah, it started just like that. A few years ago when I start to, honestly, I think it started in Australian Open when I beat Novak for the first time in quarter. It just came like that. I never try to think what I'm going to do. You can see after the match when I don't do anything because I'm completely empty, I'm dead, yeah. All the emotion coming. But this for me, it's really when I start to be tough with myself. I know that if I want to have a chance to be the top player, I need to be mentally ready for that.
You've become a bit of a fashion plate, so how would you rank the outfits? This one or the French Open outfit? Which one is the tops in your mind?
I think people make more fun of the one of the French Open. I think this one, Was a good raspberry. Let's put it
Raspberry.
that
Okay,
way.
so you settled the debate.
Raspberry.
And people were saying pink or purple.
Yeah,
Raspberry.
it doesn't matter. I don't care about the name, but
Okay.
I don't mind. I think you know as well as me. At the end of the day, you need to be tough with yourself. You need to know when you step on the court that you want to win the match. And this was the most difficult slam I never play. Physically, mentally, we had some tough conditions last few days, and right now I'm really tired. I'm completely empty after the match one. It was almost too much. I was really tired, but I'm really happy.